Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 15 of the James Mackay UTR podcast. Very special guest today, as it is actually my first female guest to join the show. So, Emma Burgic, welcome on.
I feel so special and so honored right now that I'm the first female on your podcast. So thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. I'm excited to chat.
Absolutely. Well, if you don't know, Emma's story is unique, but also special. I'm not going to be the one to share that. I'm going to let Emma share that, but she is currently embarking on a professional tennis career. But Emma, if you could just start off by telling us a little bit about your story, where you are in the world, and what you're doing.
Yes, of course. I'm going to try to shorten it up as much as I can. But I'm originally from Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's a small country in Europe. I moved to the US when I was 18. I went to Baylor in Texas, Second Bears. I played there Division One. I always wanted to play pro. So like for me coming to you know, to the States was just like a pathway to, just keep going with my pro career. And obviously I'm from Bosnia. It's a small country. The conditions are not the best. There's no resources, there's no money. And for me coming to college was amazing. Um, but I played pro before, like with 16, I won my first pro tournament. I was already like 500 before coming to college. My last tournament that I played before going to college, I beat Donna Vekic in the finals. And then, like I had some pretty good wins and results. So I could play tennis. And then, like college was great. I had a great experience. I think I was ranked like top five in the nation, singles and doubles, Division One at one point. Then I had some surgeries, I had some injuries. But anyways, after college, I played for like a year, um, 2015 and a little bit 2016. And my highest ranking singles in that year that I got was like 460 and 140 in doubles in only a year. But then I stopped. I stopped because of personal reasons. I got married, and at the time, my husband wanted a family and wanted kids. And I was kind of like forced to make that decision, but it was still my decision. So I made a decision to stop playing. So I just stopped like cold turkey, like nothing. So I stopped completely. And from then on, like I was only like 24. And from 24 to 31, I had two kids back to back. Literally for like 5 years, I was just like either pregnant or breastfeeding, but while I was coaching and building my coaching career at the time. So, anyways, okay, first, I didn't want to do anything with tennis. I'm like, I'm done with tennis. Like, I don't want to look at the tennis racket anymore. I've had enough. And it was kind of like, it was tough for me. So I did accounting for a little bit because I have an accounting degree. I hated it, hated my life. I was like, this is not for me. Then I went into sales a little bit. That was also like, no. And then one of the neighbors asked me to teach his kid. And I started teaching him. And I was like, wow, I love coaching. So, I started one client, other client. Then I started Tennis with Emma. So everybody go follow Tennis with Emma. One M. I started a YouTube channel, Instagram. And at the time I was like one of the only female coaches out there that was like putting videos out. And I just wanted to get more clients. I wanted to grow my business. But it was crazy. Like it got like really um I don't know, it got great. I At one point I had like so many groups, clinics, kids, adults. I had 8 coaches working underneath me. I got USTA, PTR certified. I was doing so much. I was really, really loving it. But throughout all this time and having kids and family, and I was doing good in my life, financially, everything. But there was a part of me that was just I couldn't fulfill that void that I had of like asking myself all the time, what would have happened if I kept playing? You know,
Right.
like I would see all these girls, playing there, and I beat them, and I'm like, it was so hard for me to even watch tennis on TV. It was really painful. But I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, just decide to play at 30 years old? Like that's insane. Start over from zero, no ranking, no points. Started 15Ks playing against 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds. I'm 30 years old. I have two kids. I'm doing well in my life. Like why do this to yourself? But I decided to do it. I was like,
I love it.
why? I was at the Miami Open at the coaches conference um, for like a 4-day workshop thing, and one of the ladies there, her name is Anne Grossman. She used to be top 30 WTA. She's like in her 50s now. Stopped playing when she was around 29. Had two boys like me, and she was giving the speech, right? And I just like connected to her story so much. And after that, I went to introduce myself. I told her a little bit about me, and I was like, what is one advice that you would give to your 30-year-old self? And she said, if there is a little desire in you to play, to do it, she's like, you have to do it because you don't want to be 50 years old and regret that you didn't try it at 30, right? And it just hit me because it's like I knew that answer inside of me, but I was like so scared to make that step, and yeah, she inspired me, and I was like, you know what? Because she wakes up at 50 and regrets that she didn't try it, and she's like, you don't want to live with that. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna do it, and I didn't honestly know what it's gonna look like, with my kids and now my ex-husband. We separated at the time. So for me personally, I went through a lot, like personal stuff. So I couldn't even start playing immediately. It took me like a year to solve those things and start training again, get in shape. I was in shape, but like playing, just rallying and coaching and going on a run and doing
Right.
Pilates or going to a gym here and there versus playing professionally, playing points, sets, week in, week out. It took so much time to like get my body ready, or like I would get injured again, like something would hurt. So I finally started playing for real again, like last 2024, like in May. And from then to now, I'm like 600. I won a 35K, which I never won that big of an event. So for me, like to make those results and to prove to myself that I can do it again was really like worth it. But it's honestly, it's more than that. It's more than that. It's more than winning and losing. It's just like I really want to reach my full potential. I owe it to myself to close that chapter on my own, because maybe my biggest maybe that's my limit, but maybe it's not. I feel like I have so much more, like I started playing well finally the beginning of this year, where I won 4 PTTs in a row. Uh, that helped me so much. And I really mean it, not just because we're here with UTR. I really mean it. Like it was amazing. I had so many matches. I needed a match. The confidence. I made really good money beginning of the year. So it was like, my bank account was looking solid too. So, it gave me the confidence, and I played, and yeah, anyways, that's kind of where I'm at now. And now I'm currently in Bakersfield, California, playing at 35K.
Well, I don't know about people listening, but you're starting to inspire me a little bit. Although I've told myself recently that I'm going to start playing 1 to 2 sets a week, and in the middle of the set, I ask myself, why am I doing this to myself? So I'll say, like, I have 2 kids, right? I think we are a similar age. the thought of me going back at the age of 30 and embarking on professional tennis is sounds so tough, right? Like, how do you actually do it? You've played 27 tournaments, right? 31 including PTT events. That's a lot of time on the road, right? You have two young boys. Like, how do you actually do it? Do they travel with you? Is it FaceTime? Is it just you're just so driven to reach your full potential that it doesn't even cross your mind?
I wish. Um, That's a great question. I don't talk a lot about this because people think, oh, a lot of people don't even know that I'm, separated and the situation with the kids. When I see people like, oh yeah, my story inspires them, that I'm going for my dreams and doing this at this age, but like they have like no idea what I'm going through on a daily basis. When I
Right.
just started last year, um, oh my God. It was brutal. Like I would go to tournaments and literally after like 5 days on the road, I'm crying. Like I miss my kids so much that it literally like physically hurts as a mom. Oh my God. It was awful, right? Awful. And because they can't really come with me, I'm also very limited how much I can talk to them because if I was together with their dad, I would be able just to call them anytime and we can talk and they can like fly in if I'm feeling sad or something like this. I'm so limited. I have like an hour to hour and a half a day on FaceTime and, certain hour, like I have to, organize it all. It's super tough. Um, when I'm home, I try to make up for that time. And that's why it's so hard to find a balance because when I'm home, I need to train. I also need to work, teach lessons. I'm doing my social media. I'm doing like so much that it's like so hard even when I'm home to spend time with them because I'm working so much and training so much and recover and this and that. But then I feel the guilt. Anyways, at the beginning, the guilt was awful, right? Awful. And as a mom, as a woman as well, right? If it's a guy, if he's out there going and playing, it's a little bit different, but it's a different story, like you have a job, you have to travel. The dad is okay, but the mom, it's why are you doing it? Like there's a lot of people that support, but a lot of people are like, how can you leave your kids? So, anyways, number one, I wouldn't be able to do it if my ex-husband wasn't a good father. He's a great dad. When I'm gone, he takes such good care of them that it's crazy. Like I'm very, very grateful for that. We co-parent really good and really healthy. So we're able to make it work, right? Um, but they are fine because they're young, they talk to me every day. They don't really get it yet, what's happening. By the time I'm done playing, they're gonna be like, I don't know, like 6, 7, 8, and then it's like more work and take them here, take them there. Now it's kind of like, you have kids. So
Mhm.
it was really tough for me at the beginning. And by the end of like last year, I was like, can I actually do this? I don't know if I can do it because it hurts. But then I knew like I had some like tough times, like really like digging deep with myself and like asking myself what I really want. And I know that I will regret, and I know I'm not going to be the best mom to my kids if I don't do this for myself, and I have to. So I decided beginning of this year, Emma, you're either doing it or you're not doing it. If you're going to do it, you have to be full in and you can't feel sorry for yourself and feel sad and blah, blah, blah. I mean, this journey on its own, traveling to these tournaments, not making money, I'm not 20 years old anymore. I'm 33, um, like it's tough and it gets lonely and you don't make money, all that stuff week in, week out. Like, for example, now I'm third week on the road. And it's been 2 great weeks. I've been playing well. I actually have been working with these coaches in an academy in California. They've been coming with me. I'm staying in great housing with great people. I'm meeting people. Like, it's amazing. but it's still like so hard. Like yesterday, I spoke to my coach and to my mom. I'm like, I'm just so sad today. Like I miss them so much, right? But okay, I gotta be tough, and I decided to do it, and I'm not gonna do it for forever. I gave myself until May next year. If I'm still, I don't know, if I'm like 400, 500, I'm not gonna keep going. If I'm 250, 300, I will keep going a little bit more. So that's my realistic goal. Um, and if I started playing this and I was just like losing and like I see I have like I don't have the level, I would have quit by now. But I see I have it and I see I can improve so much more, you know. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep going until I can, until I know, okay, this is it. I can't do it anymore. But yeah, and okay, I was gonna do it 3 weeks. This now, 335s in California, which is still a lot. I do maximum 2 weeks in a row without my kids. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm already here. But next week I got into 100K in Texas, right? So it's like, mm, I cannot not go and play. You know, obviously, if I didn't have my kids, it would be a no brainer. I just go. Like I already organized. Like next week, I have to go to my kids' like Halloween party. There's this, there's a birthday party, there's school stuff that I need to do as a mom. You know, so now I'm like reorganizing it because I have to spend another week on the road, and I'm trying not to think about it. I'm trying to take it one day at a time, and be tough, you know. And the social media stuff honestly really helps me. I have such an amazing support from people, honestly, and I just try to focus on the positives. There bad people out there too. I don't care. But the people that I met along the way, the connections that I made, like I was here last year in Bakersfield, and I came back last night here. There's so many people. They're like so happy to see me and that I'm here. They're watching my progress. I don't know. It's so nice, you know, and I'm just grateful at the end of the day that I still can do what I love, and I can, if I can inspire one person with my story, you know,
Yeah,
I made
I
it.
I think the word that you keep mentioning is strength and being strong. Again, I can relate to this. I have two young kids. The thought of being away from them for 31 weeks, right? Or 27 weeks and traveling to Mexico, Santo Domingo, Europe, all over the United States would be very challenging. I think I would really struggle with that, right? But what you've mentioned, and this is something that I want to bring up, and this is something I always say, is I'm a full believer in who you put yourself around on a daily basis. The people you put yourself around, whether you're making this much money or that much money, or whether you're embarking on this or that, if you have great people around you, you can do anything. You really can. So I think what you're doing is don't stop. Keep going. Keep going. Keep pushing. You've established goals for yourself. With that being said, you brought up the difficulties of playing professional tennis, right? You've played 30 tournaments in this year. You've done very well. You're 500 or something like that in the world. I don't have the exact thing, but you've made just under $10,000 playing these events, right? Like, this frustrates. It really frustrates me. I don't know how you feel as a player or other feel, but you are embarking on this and making, no disrespect whatsoever, but it's not enough money to be sustainable. What do you do? What advice would you give to other players? Like, how are you doing this, especially with two young kids at home?
It's so tough. I mean, I'm looking at it from a different perspective than, you know, when I was 16, 17, starting to play pros or right after college, you know. Like now I have more experience, I'm more mature, I would think. Um, it's crazy how difficult they make it to actually make it. Almost impossible, honestly. And I'm not saying that unless you're like so talented, right? Like what's her name, Vidmanova or Jovic or McCom, whatever, the Canadian Makobo, because I played some tournaments that they played too. You can see the level of tennis, like, whew, you know, it is a little different, but also they have the support, they have wild cards, they have this and that. Just for a regular person that's coming out of college, or they're trying to make a pro, it's honestly almost impossible. Why I'm saying this is the level of tennis is insane. Like, there is no easy matches. All of these girls, qualies of a 35, first round of a 35, or finals. Like, it's literally like you look around, everybody is playing. The level of tennis, I mean, before when I played, I don't know, like 15 years ago, there was a little bit more, like, especially in women's tennis, like little holes here and there that you can, like if I know if I like make the ball, whatever, I got it. Now, there's no like that. Everybody's hitting, everybody's physically strong. You come to a 35, the girls are warming up, doing their mobility, stretching, taking care of this, taking care of that. Everybody's so professional. You come there, they're like animals. We all are like, we want it. I mean, you see this guy now, he's 204 in the world, and he just wins the freaking Masters. That just shows you that the level of tennis between top 100, top 150, and a girl that's 900, it's not big, and it's a fact. It really is. Maybe, okay, top 10 or top 5, or okay, you can see, but there's really not. So with that said, it's so hard to like, what, okay, you have a good week, yes, okay, I win at 35, but I have to keep going. Like, I have
Right.
to keep going.
Right.
Like, next week I need to show up, I need to win more and more, I have to keep my body healthy, I have to travel, and then financially, okay, like, we can talk about this so much. It's so sad. It's so sad. We get nothing, like literally nothing. If you had to take the coach with you or somebody with you, almost impossible. It's just like, okay, why am I playing the tournaments here in the US? Because I'm so grateful. There's so many good people that take you into their homes,
Mhm.
cook for you, take care of you, so you save so much there, right? But unless you're winning every week, and even if you're winning every week, you're not, you're just covering expenses. You're not making any money, right? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's like how I do it. I'm taking it 1 month at a time. I know I'm good for like next 2, 3 months. But then after 2, 3 months, I don't know if I can keep going. How do I do it? Um, Social media, some brand deals monthly that I get money. I make on the reels, on some deals. I teach lessons when I'm home. I still have 2 coaches that do work for me when I'm gone, so I make a little bit money there. I get an investor that gives me a little bit. I don't know. Like, I don't know. When somebody asks me how I'm doing, I'm figuring it out. I don't have rich parents or something that can support me or this or that. I am grinding and working so hard for this. And yeah, I literally am just a little bit from everywhere. Plus, okay, it's not just tennis. I need to provide for my kids. I get no child support, no nothing. We split everything 50-50 with the kids. Pay for their jujitsu, pay for their soccer, pay for their ice hockey, pay for their school, pay for their clothes, the food, the. I have those expenses first, and car, and uh, rent, and you know, and then my tennis.
Just
So
to, just to put this into perspective, again, if you are not ready to play professional tennis, physically or mentally, don't rush into it. It is such a brutal sport. It's lonely, it's expensive. Unless you are truly at the top of the game, and what I mean by the top of the game is Grand Slams. Um, Unfortunately, you're not making that much money. You're just not. It's the reality, and it's something that doesn't correlate to how brutal and tough the sport actually is. Just to put this into perspective, Emma is 500 in the world, a very, very, very good tennis player. She's made 10,000, just under 10K playing these events. She brought up at the start of the call here that she did start the year playing 4 PTT events. She made closer to $15,000 playing those events, and just 4 of them, right? What I'm saying is find a way to actually sprinkle in the events into your scheduling. Not only are you actually going to make money, but you actually might establish some confidence and actually improve. And again, I'm not just saying that because I work for UTR. It's the truth. It's something I believe in. I've always believed in. I've kept up with your career, Emma. So that's just how I feel, and I'm pretty passionate about that because I've seen a lot of players drop out because simply they hate tennis or they run out of money.
It's so true. And it's so sad to see like really talented players, really good players. I mean, you have these top players complaining about mental issues or struggle, and they have everything, you
Right.
know, like they have, they don't have to worry financially if they're gonna make it or not this week, or they have the physio with them, they have the coach with them, they have the support, they have the nice hotel, they have the nice food, like, and they're still struggling mentally because on its own, tennis is such a tough
Why
mental sport.
is tennis so tough mentally?
Great question.
It wasn't part of the script. I just thought
It
about
just
like
came
why
up
is
with
it?
it. Because I think it's more, okay, I think it's more the lifestyle, meaning like the week in, week out, that you really have to keep showing up, that there's like no break. You feel like you have no time off, right? Like it just weighs on, and then you're like, you feel like you're improving, you're doing so good, you're putting in the work, and then you come there and you can't control how the other player is going to play. Maybe they have an amazing day, but you put in the work, you've done everything right. And then you're like, what? And then you have to stay positive and be like, okay, I got this, I can do it. I keep working my week. Then the next week comes, you come, but then like maybe as a girl, you're on your period, you're not feeling the best. You don't perform the best, or something hurts or a little bit, but then you can't perform your best. But last week you did feel good, but that girl played well. So you have to like, okay, stay positive. Okay, I'm gonna show up next week. Let me put in the work. It's like there's so many, then like being in the match, being present, staying, taking one point at a time. I mean, there's so much I can talk about the mental side. It's not just like one thing. Everybody deals with the different things. You know, it's
Yeah.
um
Question for you. How far away do you think you actually are from being in those moments
some
at
days I
Grand
feel
Slam?
like okay. I talked to somebody about this last week. Some days I feel like I'm so close, right? I feel like it's there, right? I can smell it, like it's there. Some days I feel like I'm so far and I can never make it, you know? And asking myself, what are you actually doing? What are you actually doing? But guess what? Every player that I talk to, they feel the same, you know? Especially when you see the players that like do make it and they break through, you're like, that can be me because I was there with her 2 months ago. If she can do it, I can do it too, you know? And that like gives you a little motivation, but then you lose to somebody you're not supposed to lose, or you play so bad. And then you're like, can I actually do it? Then you start questioning your life, you start questioning everything. And it's honestly, I think, it's just who is more persistent and who can mentally stay tough and just show up. You gotta show up. You gotta show up. You have to turn off those voices in your head, the doubts, the fear, and you just gotta keep going. And if it doesn't work out, at least you know you gave it all. but God, it's
So what you're saying is you're really you know, there are times you're not that far away. The best players in the game on the women's side, what do they do well? Is it power? Is it movement? Is it consistency? What is it?
all of the above. uh, First of all, there's nobody now that is physically not an animal, right? In women's tennis, that's not even a question. That's something that I still am working on. And as a 33-year-old, my recovery is like not the best. So it's like finding the balance of like how much I'm pushing myself and also how much I'm like recovering and taking time off. So I'm
Right.
getting there. So physically, and everybody's hitting the ball like there's no like you can't really push and get your maybe there's one or two girls that are in like top 100 that maybe play a little slower. You have to hit the ball, and you have to be consistent. And I think now it's also like having a good serve in women's tennis is huge. Like every girl that you see that has a huge serve but doesn't even like play that amazing, like she can get there, I think, faster. That's just from what I've seen.
Got it. Got it. What's it like? A few more questions here. You have played some tournaments, UTR tournaments, and I saw pictures of you and videos of you playing in front of your kids and them watching you and then being in the picture with the trophy and the check. What's surely that has to motivate you to want to just keep pushing.
It really does. It really does. I get emotional now, but you know, they don't get it now, like I said, but as they get older, they will understand too. And on as tough as it is, like being away from them, and struggling with that, it's also so they give me so much motivation and so much energy on the tough days, like especially during matches, because I have, some friends that come with me, or like, or a coach or somebody, if I know, or somebody is helping me, they tell me, let's go, mommy, like during the match. And that just gives me, first of all, it gives me a smile on my, like, I smile and I'm happy. And I know there's like so much more to life than this tennis match, so I relax more and I don't know, I just play better. But, I want to really show them that their mom went for it, as cheesy as it sounds, she did
No, I
it.
love it.
And that one day when they're struggling with something, or they're like, oh, I don't know if I should do this or that, um they're like, okay, my mom was so strong, she prevailed this, she went through so much, and she still did it because I chose the harder route and not the easy route in life. And it's really so worth it. And I know that my reward is going to be very high. Doesn't have to be playing a grand slam or accomplishing my tennis dreams. I'm not limit that is my dream and I really want it. But like, I want, if I'm there at the grand slam and I accomplished my dream, I want to feel the same then as I would feel if I didn't make it, if that makes sense.
For
Because
sure.
I do want, it's so much more in this story than just results, right? Yeah, in ideal world, great. But like, it's honestly the process, putting myself out there, doing the thing that scares me. I'm growing so much as a person, the lives that I am impacting, that I'm, like the people that I meet, I mean, it's so worth it. It's so fulfilling that that for me means so much more than actually winning a tennis match.
Right.
Um, and one thing, and you asked about my kids, like, so there have been so many matches this year that I played like 4 hours or 4.5 hours that I'm grinding, winning 7-5 in the third, 7-6 in the third against these like 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 21-year-olds, and I'm like 33 grinding there. And now everybody kind of like knows me as the player that like grinds it, that fights, and I'm the fighter, right? And they're like, how do you do it? Like, how do you have the energy? And how, what I always tell myself? I'm not walking off this court without any regrets. I want to know that I put it all out there. And whatever happens, happens. I'm going to fight for every ball. I'm going to fight for every point, no matter if I feel great or if I don't feel great, or I feel my shots or I don't feel my shots. I want to walk on that court without any regrets, like in life. Honestly, you want to know you put it everything out there, and I am good, right? I'm not gonna, feel sorry for myself. Oh, no, this happened, or the wind, or this bounced, or it wasn't my day. There's so many excuses, especially as tennis players. We find so many excuses why we lost. No, I want to take accountability. I want to take responsibility for everything that I do, control what I can control, and whatever happens, happens.
I think what you're explaining too is, if you don't have kids and you are pursuing professional tennis, my advice to you based on listening to Emma now is
Yeah.
things outside of the court, do things outside of the court that you are passionate about. Write a book, start your own business, whatever it is, do something outside, so that when you are in those 4-hour battles, you understand there's other things out there, and it's not just about this one tennis match. I want to shift gears just a little bit. Sorry for taking up so much of your time. And it's regarding college tennis and professional tennis on the women's side, right? What is on the men's side? This is what, unless you are a top 5 junior, right, and you are 500 in the world at the age of 17, you're not a professional tennis player yet. And I say that because you're not consistently putting money away, right? You're not there yet. Men's side, it takes time. Like, I think it's 28, 29 now is where players are really starting to reach their peak. Do you know, like, what do you think about on the women's side? A really good junior, should they go to college? Should they go to college? And if they are top 5 in the country, should they go pro at the age of 20? What's the difference there on the women's side?
For me, it's a no-brainer going to college or not, especially now. Like, I mean, look, I'm 33 and I'm trying to make it pro. Call it crazy or whatever, but I'm doing it. I'm not trying anymore. I'm in it. So like, I cannot say anymore. I'm trying.
Right.
I'm actually doing it, and I'm there. A lot of players think, oh, I'm gonna be old, or it's gonna be late, 24, 25, or like 23. You're like literally in your best years, and college really develops you so much as a person. Like, you also figure out that there's so much to life than just tennis. The problem with tennis players, I think, they just do tennis and they don't explore other stuff, and like with college or school, or I don't know, some purpose. You need to have some purpose in life outside of tennis, because if you're just into tennis, mentally you will, I don't know, it's not gonna be healthy. This is just my opinion. What I'm saying, I'm not saying this is right or wrong, just from my experience, what I've seen as a coach, as a player, as a mom. But definitely college. Picking the right college that's for you, that's number one. Like, that you're in the right environment with the right teammates, with the right coaches, because it is a huge adjustment. That you have people that are supporting you, that but there's so much opportunity, and you can play still pro, and they pay for you, and you're like, I wish I could go back to college days, like, like where my coaches were taking care of everything, and I just go and I play. When I see these girls now coming with colleges, I'm like, oh, that was so nice. I wish I used that more to my advantage. I took it for granted back in the day, and I wish I realized that back then how it how important it was, and the friendships that you make for a lifetime, the education that you get, it's really, 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 I think the girls are, it's different than the guys because they think maybe they can, like, they're wasting time, in college. It's not, they, they think they're too good to go to college, or, for me, that's the wrong mindset. So,
I will say that I think you're right. The level of tennis is only improving. If college coaches are out there and you truly know that you have a player that's special, and right, they are really good at this, or they're really good at that, or they're incredibly competitive and they're one of the best players in the country, you have to find a way to schedule professional tennis events amongst their school. Instead of playing maybe certain
yeah.
dual matches, you take them to a professional tennis tournament. Instead of playing certain fall events, you take them to a professional. Allow them to actually build their pro career whilst they're in college. And I don't think that happens
Yeah.
enough. Actually, I made mistakes in scheduling with some of my players, and I wish I could take that back and allow them to get to 400 so that when they graduate, they're ready.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that.
So anyway, last thing,
Mhm.
long term, if you do decide one day to stop playing tennis, have you thought about the next step and what that might look like? And if you don't want to answer it, that is totally fine.
Work for UTR. I'm kidding. It's my dream job, to be surrounded with such amazing people. Okay, actually, I'm joking with that part. The working, I don't know. But honestly, like, everyone that I've met from UTR, like, awesome people, awesome, awesome people. And I really mean it. And I'm grateful that I've met, from referees, from everyone, the organization. It's a healthy environment. So maybe I'll be a part of it one day. You don't know.
I love it.
But
I love it.
no, for me, the beauty and is that I really don't know, like, um, and I'm so okay with that because I don't know where my life is going to take me. If I really make it, right? I'm playing a Grand Slam, my story is going to go boo, and I'll have the money, I'll have options to do what I really want to do. Um, I have some things in my ideal world that I would love to do. I'm not going to share it now, but ultimately, when I'm really done with tennis, I want to be flexible enough with my job and what I'm doing where I can still impact others and continue with my story, while being present, with my kids.
I love it.
Like, I want to be there for my kids. I want to be at every soccer game, at every ice hockey game. I want to be present while I'm building on my story and building, just building, and
I love it.
whatever that is, we will see. I'm just right now. I'm here now, and I need to focus on my match here tomorrow in Bakersfield, California.
Well, just to recap, I'm going to try and do this briefly, but
Yes.
the first thing that I want people to hear is if you have the itch and you have this thing in the back of your head, just like Emma's mentor said to her, go for it. Trust your gut. I've had changes in my career. I went with my gut, and
Yes.
I absolutely love what I'm doing. And it's the same situation with Emma. She had a gut. She saw players that were doing this and doing that, and she wanted to give it a go. And as a professional tennis player or a tennis player out there, you're always going to want more. Like you always. I was talking to a player the other day. He's 250 in the world. He's asking me, do I think that he's doing a great job? I said, you've been playing professional tennis for 1 year and you're already 250 in the world. To me, that sounds pretty good. But for a
Yeah.
professional tennis player, you always, always, always want more. But my message to you, Emma, again, these are real conversations. I truly hope people are listening and enjoy the realness of it, but keep pushing. Do not stop. I would say my advice to you is if you fall out of love with the sport, that may be the day. But you know deep down, you're a competitor. You love to compete. You love to win. And you're doing many things outside of the tennis court too. So keep going. If you're not following Emma's story, you definitely should. Her Instagram channel is called Tennis with sorry, actually, I don't know what it's called. I was close, but I'll let her tell you. And follow her results and follow her story.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on. Honestly, this was a great conversation. I felt like that I can really share and be so open about it. And really, really, it's so worth it to go for that thing that scares you. It brings so much peace, and not for the fame, not for the money, not for anything, but you have to trust your gut. You have to trust what really you want to do and just go for it because it's really, really, really worth it.
Emma, thank you for your time. Best of luck, and we will be following over here at UTR.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Thanks for having me.